The day Daniel Cole stepped out of his luxury car, something felt different. Daniel was a billionaire. His life was built on success. Glass offices, private jets, and a mansion that stretched wider than most people's dreams. He was used to control, used to comfort. But standing in front of that broken house, he felt something he couldn't explain. "This is where you live?" he asked quietly. Beside him stood Aisha, the maid who had served him faithfully for 5 years. She nodded gently, her hands trembling just a little. The house looked like it was holding on to life by a thread. Cracked walls, a weak roof, a door that barely closed. Yet this was her home. Daniel took a step forward. His expensive shoes touched the dusty ground, and for the first time in his life, he didn't care. Inside there was almost nothing. Small bed, an old chair, a tiny stove in the corner. No decorations, no comfort, just survival. He stopped. The woman who served him food every day barely had enough to eat herself. Silence filled the room. And for the first time in years, Daniel didn't feel powerful. He felt small. Aisha stood near the door, unsure if she should speak. She had hidden this part of her life for so long. At work she smiled. She served. She stayed invisible. But here, there was nowhere to hide. Daniel slowly sat on the broken chair. It creaked under him, but he didn't move. His eyes moved across the room, every detail telling a story he had never cared to see before. Torn blanket, cracked cup, a stove with barely any fuel. His chest tightened. "How long?" He tried to speak, but his voice failed him. Aisha gently placed a cup of tea on the table. Even here, in her own suffering, she served him the same way she always did. That simple act broke something inside him. He picked up the cup, but his hands were shaking. This is all I have," she said softly. Daniel froze. He looked at her again, really looked this time. The tired eyes, the worn hands, quiet strength. 4 years, she had been invisible to him. Not a person, a staff. And now that truth hit him harder than anything else. He leaned forward, elbows on his knees, staring at the floor. Memories flooded his mind. All the times he complained about cold coffee. All the food he wasted. All the moments he never stopped to think about the people serving him. Aisha stepped back, giving him space. Even now, she was careful not to make him uncomfortable. That hurt him even more. "You never said anything," he whispered. She gave a faint smile. "It is my job, sir." No anger, no blame, just acceptance. And that broke him. Daniel stood up slowly. His eyes were no longer filled with pride, only regret. "I didn't see you," he said. "All these years. I didn't see you." Aisha lowered her gaze. Not out of fear this time, but because hope felt dangerous. Daniel looked around the house again, this time not with shock, but with responsibility. He saw the empty corner, no food stored, no safety, just survival from day to day. And something inside him changed. Completely. He took a deep breath. "Aisha," he said gently. She looked up, surprised. "This end today." Her heart skipped. He stepped closer but kept a respectful distance. "You will never have to live like this again," he continued. "Not because I pity you, but because this is wrong. And I should have seen it." Tears filled her eyes, but she quickly blinked them away. She wasn't used to promises. Daniel noticed, and it hurt. "I will fix this house," he said. "You will have a proper home, better pay, healthcare, respect." He paused. "Not as a favor, as what you deserve." The room fell silent. But this silence was different, carried something new. "Oh." Aisha's fingers tightened slightly. She didn't speak. She didn't know how to. For years, she had carried everything alone. Now, someone finally saw her. Daniel nodded gently. He didn't want thanks. Because this wasn't kindness. This was something he should have done long ago. He turned toward the door, then stopped. He looked back one last time. Not at the broken house, but at her. A strong woman who had survived silently, with dignity. And in that moment he understood something powerful. Wealth is not what you have. It's what you choose to see. That day changed everything. The house was rebuilt. Aisha's life improved step by step with dignity. And Daniel, he was no longer just a billionaire. He became a man who finally understood humanity. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts in the comments. Would you have done the same in his place?